I need to clarify some things. Clarify something or some things. Um, I will say this. Even though I myself am not a Christian, when you see me going in about the Christian thing of believing in Jesus, when I'm going in on her. I'm ragging her. I personally feel that you choose to believe whoever you want to. That's our liberty. You know, we fought for rights. We fought for freedom to believe whatever, whoever and whatever we want. What I don't like is when people are trying to press or force your beliefs onto somebody. You know, like I said in several videos, like, I believe what I believe, that's what I feel is best for me. You believe what you feel is best for you. Now she's telling her followers that what I say or what this person say or what that's, yeah, you see my nails are clean. What that person says is not credible because they're not a Christian. What type of baloney is that? So every person that's ever been raped or molested or been shot, or an elderly person that been robbed or whatever, been a victim of something, nothing they say is credible because they're not Christian. How about the fact that at least I do believe that someone died on the cross for my sins and that I do believe in salvation? But because I don't believe what she believes is the devil. No. There's how many different religions out here in the earth now? And in this world? How many different thousands of religions? Every last religion claimed they got the truth. My point is, how we gonna sit up here and believe in? I remember that day vividly, y'all. A grown ass woman in a closet with a 9-year-old. Okay. Now, I forget what I'm going to, because I was just in the shower and I was thinking about it and I was like, and I was wrong in that other video when I said God speaks to me here. No, the devil speaks to you here. God speaks to you here. But like something won't, no, it wouldn't leave me alone. Like something was like, no, man, I remember what I saw. Because I remember she was facing me, Cody was facing the other way. I was not expecting to see that when I went in that room. I'm just thinking I'm going in there to I forgot what, if it was to ask or tell her something. Maybe my foster mama sent me in there for to tell her something. I don't know. But a lot of things that girl criminally did, my foster mama saved her from. Now she's against her. But I will say this. I'm sitting there in the shower like, this girl in the closet with a 9-year-old little boy and got the nerve to be preaching about Jesus. Take the wheel. And then no, that's not the insult to injury. It's one thing if you admit your sins. That's the first step. Confess your sins. And then you can move forward to salvation. She'll tell y'all. She'll give y'all little hints. Yeah, I did some fucked up shit in life. She won't tell y'all what she did. She'll be like, but it's not what she said I did. Yes, it is. She probably done other things since I haven't been around her in so many years. I just can go by what I saw. When I was getting ready to tell her whatever, her and Cody looked, because Cody was facing this side of the closet and his head turned. All I seen was a red head and a white face, and I was like, what the fuck? Mom! Mom! She's like, Brandy, shoot! What are you doing? Brandy, no! I said, I'm telling. Just like you always tell on me, I'm telling. You know, so I'm getting ready to go tell, but my foster mama didn't believe me. But like our stupid ass both of us said, everything I always had to go through her. But I had a cell phone. What I should have did was call 911. But the foster mama was the master of what she believed and what she didn't believe. And you better not dare call 911 in her house or she's going to beat your ass. So it was a lose-lose situation. My foster stepdad, Mr. Terry, believed me though. He knew what was up. He was the one telling me, because there was them little boys. They used to be next to the Kraft family house. What's that boy name? Robert. I don't remember how these little boys was related to him, but they used to be over by his house. I caught him. I was coming from probably sneaking by Rihanna's house one day, and I seen them little boys. She had one of them in between her legs, and she was playing with their hair. And I'm like, but why he gotta be in between her legs though? Like, I kind of questioned stuff then, never before we even got out of school. So it was like little weird, pervy stuff happening then. But in that video where me and her was confronting each other, she did not deny going in the room and locking the door with my daughter. Somebody might say, what's so wrong with that? It's my child. If I say I don't want you going locking no door in no room with my child, that's my right. That's my child. And plus, it's a house full of people, and she the only one doing that weird shit, and then making fucking donkey noises. You hear, nyah, nyah, nyah. So I sent my fucking husband and my brothers in there one day, and I'm like, what is she doing in there? Whispering to her, I'm really your mama. Like, what the fuck could she be? What else could she be locking the door for? And that's just on the strength of that side of the type of person she is and the things that she's done. That make me be like, just shaking my head like, okay, don't believe these people. They're not even Christians. What does being Christian have to do with it? Oh, because Starbrickers are Mormon? Okay, she still believes that there's a higher being. Lanika's a Baptist. She's a Christian. What about that one? No? You don't say. You just said you can't believe these people because they're not Christian. Why I keep talking about these people? Because she keep talking about these people, and I'm making a point. And that other video, she's talking about this phone conversation with this dude. It's holes in that story. Now, granted, I don't blame her. I wouldn't want to go live with some strange dude either. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're talking about facts, right? I commend her. She always been that way, and that I always look up to her about and for, because the life she's living, I couldn't do it. Like, maybe that's why she's going crazy, but I always felt like she had better street smarts than I did. like her, my biological mama, and the rest of my family, like me, living on the streets for that long, I'd have been knocked off. I'm too friendly. I'd have been knocked off. But her, she's very protective of self. Very defensive. I always wished I had that trait, but I wasn't blessed with that trait. I'm too goddamn friendly. I'm too nice. People always say I'm too friendly, but mm, maybe she too friendly on the other end. But she get that trait as well from being mean and hateful. So maybe I'm glad I don't have that trait. But maybe if I had just like that middle ground, like, but I'm just like too friendly, and it get me into trouble sometimes. To the point where I've forgiven her for doing all the shit that I said she did, all the stuff that she did. I've forgiven her so many times and let her back in my life so many times until people started to really crack down on me. I'm not saying who, but it's two individuals that really cracked down on me to help me realize who it was I was dealing with. That it'd be best if I just just stop dealing with her completely. And I kept saying, but that's my twin sister, but that's my family. And people kept saying, if you don't let her go, you're going to rot. If you don't let her, like, as far as like, she'll do all this like she's doing now, have everybody mad with me. Then once the damage is done, then she'll turn back and, oh, I'm sorry. You're mad at me? Oh, I'm sorry. Can you forgive me? Then we're back cool again. And we cool. I give her enough information about me. She feel like she got enough information about me. Then she start up her shit again. And it just kept just like pounding. And I used to always wonder, like, how come after every phone conversation, I just feel like I have to sleep for almost 2 days. Like, I be so drained. Like, this girl blackmailed me about getting pictures of my own children. She said she had my own children. And I forgot how that shit went down. It was something she wanted me to do. And she told me if I didn't do it, she wasn't going to give me these, because I didn't have like pictures of my children, like from being on the run. She had said she had pictures of my daughter when she was a baby. And from Hurricane Katrina, I lost pictures. So I'm like, what pictures you got? Some of them I was sitting there like, manipulation, because these are pictures I hadn't seen before. She made like it was pictures I didn't even know existed, but a couple of them I was glad I had. And in this one picture, I'm like, okay, this girl trying to set me up. What is she doing still with this picture? Okay, she's trying to set me up. Gotta be. It was a picture of my baby boy, right? Because, like, me and my twin sister used to fight. My two little boys used to fight. And when they fight, they draw blood. But also they used to do shit like, okay, I wake up one morning and my daughter is fucking caught in the blinds like a cat. I'm like, what the fuck? shit like that. So one morning I'm asleep, right? And I wake up, my son got a black eye. He's sitting next to me with his thumb in his mouth. My heart sunk. I'm like, my baby, what the fuck happened? To this day, I don't know what happened. But I'm like, so that was one of the pictures she sent to me. And I'm like, why is she still saving that particular picture? Like, is she trying to assume I would do something like that to my child? Is she like telling people I did this to my child or some shit like that? Mm-mm. Like, to this day, I don't know if he could have got into something that he shouldn't have, or if they had like, him and the boys maybe was fighting the night before. Because as well, at the time, I was on very, very heavy medication. So when I put them to sleep, I would try to put them to sleep. Sometimes it was like they was putting up a fight with me. Was no such thing of, and so I would have to try to wait a little longer to take my medicine till I know for sure they're going to sleep. But sometimes they'll wake up in the middle of the night when they think that I'm asleep, then they'll be up. So that was a thing. Also, them trying to run up out the door and leave while I was asleep. They didn't leave, but they used to be trying to run up out the door and leave. And so stuff, weird, crazy stuff. That was stuff like that I couldn't deal with. Why, when the case was going on, why I made the final decision to give them up, because I felt like it was the best thing for them. Because I was being a single mother on all that medication and all that going on. I was like, no. Mm-mm. And hear this girl talking about she wants to help and support targeted individuals. But where was my help and support when all that was going on? No, she was busy telling everybody, trying to prove to everybody what a abusive mother I was, when I know that I gave my children did the best that I could, gave them my all, the best that I gave them, all of me, right? When them dudes hog-tied me and held me at gunpoint, sodomized me when I was pregnant, where was her sympathy then? There was no sympathy. Her and my other brothers and sisters, they thought it was funny, made rumors, laughed when I'm in the hospital, diarrhea and blood. Where was my sympathy? But I'm the bad person, right? So with kids, accidents don't just happen. Nope. If I was such a bad mother, why did I take them over to my neighbors? I took them over to my next door neighbors. Took my son over there just like that. I told them what happened. I didn't have anything to hide. I would never do anything like that to my kids. It was a lady fucking said something about my kid back when I was living in Virginia. I spit in that lady's face. When Candy did a thing or two wrong to my daughter Raven, I put them paws on her. As you know, when we was older, yeah. You know. So, but everybody want to try to prove that I don't love my children. But the hardest thing I ever could do was give them up. And to me, that was the most loving thing I could have ever done. But nope, according to her, I told her out my own mouth that I gave them up to live the dyke life, and which is stupid because um, there are plenty of gays that raise children, and I was not with anyone at the time that I made the decision to give them up. Had a recent breakup, but me and that person wasn't even in a committed relationship. And even that girl, when she made a statement of what she said about my children, I told her bounce. Didn't care how she was getting back to East Point, Georgia. I was way in Stone Mountain. Didn't care how she was going to get back. Bounce. I don't love my kids though, right? I love them more than you, Candy. At this point.